guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is an unboxing of my latest purchase, which is a Mulberry handbag. I actually originally went into Mulberry wanting to buy the black heritage Bayswater, but when I actually tried it out, there was a few things that I wasn't too keen on. So don't get me wrong, it's an amazing bag, I absolutely love it, and it is still on my wish list. I've been wanting that bag for probably about 5 or 6 years now, so absolutely ages. But the reason why I needed a new Mulberry bag was because one, I love Mulberry, which is why it was my go-to brand when I needed a new bag, and secondly because I was looking for one specifically to use every day for going to work. So there was a few things that I needed. I wanted it to be a dark colour because obviously it would get quite grubby. I've got quite a long commute and I have to go on a lot of public transport as well, so I wanted to avoid any light colours. Secondly, I didn't want anything that was too heavy because again I've got to hold it for quite a while and I tend to put quite a lot in my handbags as well, so size was a big thing. I didn't want anything that was too large and bulky that would get in the way, but equally nothing that was too small either and I couldn't fit everything in. And lastly, it needed to be comfortable. So the Heritage Mulberry, the Bayswater I mean, is gorgeous, but it didn't tick all of those boxes. So two things about the Heritage Bayswater. One, it is a little heavy. Over the years I have heard that they have slightly tweaked the design, so nowadays it's not quite as heavy as it used to be, but even so I did find it a little bit heavy for me for everyday use. Also, the handle for me wasn't quite long enough. So with my everyday handbags, I like to be able to have the option of either holding it over my arm or over my shoulder, depending on what other things I've got to carry and what I'm doing and so on and so forth. And unfortunately the Heritage Bayswater just didn't really allow that. So although the handle was long enough to put it over my shoulder, I felt that my arm was sort of sticking out like this and it was a little bit bulky and a bit uncomfortable, and it just wasn't really for me. So that one is still on my wish list, maybe as like a more of a weekend bag when I'm out and about with my husband or with my friends and so on, but not for my work bag. So the hunt was on for the perfect bag for my everyday work and commute, and I have got that here with me to share with you. So here it is here. I don't know if any of you guys also noticed, but I love the new colour scheme of Mulberry. I haven't actually been in there for ages, but they told me last year that actually in 2016 they changed the packaging from the grey to this really rich green, and I much prefer it. I think it really suits the brand a lot more, given that it's high end. I think it just shouts luxury a lot more, so I'm liking that as a good start. So inside I have got the dust sheet that they give you. So this is really nice. I always use these. I do pack away my designer handbags in the dust sheets after I've used them and put them away back in my wardrobe so that they can hopefully stay pristine for as long as possible. Sort of when I buy designer handbags, I do look at them really being a lifelong bag, so I look for sort of colours and things which I hope won't date too much and are quite classic, and bags that I can use over and over again. If I'm going to be investing in a piece like this, then I don't like to really follow a fashion trend and only get things that will stay in fashion for a set amount of time, because for me it's just too expensive really to really spend that much money on something which is a bit faddy and will come in and out of fashion depending on the trends. I'd much rather invest in some more classic pieces, which I think is what I've done here. I hope so anyway. So in here I did actually go for a Bayswater, but I went for the small Mulberry Bayswater, and this is actually newer to the market than the Heritage. So the Heritage is the original Bayswater. It's been around for absolutely ages, and it tends to be the first Mulberry bag that people buy and they reach for. And I'm not too sure how long this one has actually been out for, but it is the newest design in the Bayswater range. As you can see, I have got navy. So originally I went for black, but in this particular design I preferred the navy, and it's also got the silver hardware as well, which I really liked as well. It's a bit more unusual for Mulberry. It's more often that you come across the gold hardware, which I love as well, but the combination of the silver and the navy was just perfect really. I really liked it. I liked that it was a bit different but not too out there. It would still go with loads of my outfits and clothes, and it would be perfect to use all year round, so a really good go-to bag. So the detailing on here, so at the front there's like this belt. It's really thin sort of belt that wraps around the front of the bag, and then it's got a little lock on the front here that you can undo if you wish to. I can't imagine anyone would ever really want to do that, but it's really cute. Anyway, that doesn't go round to the back, it stops just here. But you do have the stitching that runs down the back, which gives you a little bit of extra detail, so it's not completely plain. In terms of the finish, it's not smooth. It has got a grain to the bag, which I actually prefer. I prefer the look of it, and also it's more hard wearing. It won't show up as many scratches and dents. I have got another bag from Mulberry in the taupe colour, and it's a smooth finish, and I'm so scared of taking it out because every tiny mark and scratch shows up on it, so I probably wouldn't ever buy one in a smooth finish again. I much prefer this grainy finish. So you may have noticed that the handles are short, and you're probably thinking, wait a minute, she said that she wanted longer handles so that she had a more versatile bag. Well, in this bag is hiding another handle. So this handle, you can remove it obviously if you want to. There's two little clips that I'm just going to put on now into the top of the bag, and then this allows you to have a longer handle. You can't remove the smaller one, so you either have both or just the small handle, but that doesn't bother me. I think it adds to the look and I quite like that. It's very simple to add them. They just have a little clip on here, and I don't know if you can see it there, just there's a little sort of metal ring on each side of the handbag that you clip the handle onto. It's very, very thin, and it's long enough to comfortably sit over your shoulder and sort of sits around your hip. So I'm going to be using this bag in both ways depending on what I want to do, and the handle is thin enough so even if I'm not too sure how I want to use it that particular day, I can just pop it inside if I want, and then I can always connect it on later on if I want to. So to show you the inside of the bag, I'll just take out all of this stuffing. There's loads of paper in here. So inside the bag, I'm not sure how well this is going to show up. I'm hoping you can have a good look at it. But inside is actually oxblood suede, which I really, really love. Like the look of the navy against the oxblood is so nice. I love it. It's contrast, but it's not too much. It looks really elegant and really classic and lovely. In terms of the pockets inside, there's not many. There's pretty much just a big void really. On the back, in the inside back wall of the bag, there's a very small pocket. You can't fit a great deal in there, but if you've got a few things that aren't too wide, you could pop them in there, maybe a train ticket or something like that. And then there's a big space in the bottom of the bag. I don't mind that there's not lots of different compartments. None of my bags tend to have lots of different compartments, and that works just fine for me. I tend to put things in smaller sort of bags and things inside if there's something that I need to get to in a hurry, or if there's something that may spill in my bag, like makeup or something like that. I would never just put that loose in here anyway. But the most things like my phone and things like that, I'll just pop in here and have a lucky dip every time I want to try and find something. So that is the handbag. Now I didn't actually stop there. I decided to make a second purchase in Mulberry as well. You can probably guess what that is. So I have got a second bag here. As you can hear, there's some jingling. As I mentioned, I got this before Christmas, and as part of their Christmas packaging they added these cute bells on as well. So if I take these off of here, inside I've got a box. So this is matching all of the same green packaging. Now I did struggle to open this earlier on, so you might want to go and get a cup of tea while you wait for me to open this box. It might take a little while. It's coming. There we go. Right. Okay, so inside this little box I have got a matching navy purse as well. Now Mulberry do a few different styles in their purses. This one is one of my favourites. They do one which is a little bit longer, they do one that's a bit more chunky, but for me this one is just right. I don't like anything that's too bulky, but at the same time I do like different areas in my purse to put different things, whether it's receipts or coins or notes or just general junk. So yeah, I always go for a purse that gives me some options there. So again, the finish is the same. It's got that grainy finish. It's just got Mulberry branding on the front, very small and quite subtle, and that's in the silver as well, matching the bag. Sorry guys, so my video just cut out right in the middle of me showing you this gorgeous Mulberry purse, so I've just restarted it again. So I was just talking about the Mulberry purse and explaining that there's some areas inside that you can have your cards, and also another area for receipts and other things at the back here. There's also a few more slots for cards in this inside section, as well as a larger gap. And then there's a zip. It's currently open at the moment, but I'll just show you it when it's closed here. And then within that zipped area for coins, there's another 2 sections. So you can separate your coins maybe by currencies or however you like, you know, whatever you like to do with your purses. And in the front, there's some small detailing here as well. And if you wish, you can actually put cards in there as well. So there's plenty of space for all of those things. And then at the back, this actually opens up very wide, and you've got plenty of room in there for some notes as well. So you've got loads of different options with this purse, which is what I really like. I like to separate everything out nicely in here. I don't like to be scurrying around when I'm at the till trying to find whatever it is that I'm looking for. So this works perfectly for me, and I love that it matches the bag as well. I was so pleased when they said that they had these as well, because I didn't even think about it actually when I went into the shop. It's only when the assistant mentioned about the purses I was like, of course, yes, I always normally get a purse that matches. Obviously I don't do that every single time, but if it's a different colour bag that I haven't already got, then I will. And that's what I did with this one. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you've got any Mulberry bags, or if there's any that you've got your eye on, then please let me know what they are. I'd love to know what ones that you love, and I'd love to know your thoughts on my purchases as well. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please subscribe to my channel and also give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!